If you're in business, it's critical to work with people you can trust and know that they have your best interests at heart. So how do you know if someone is truly honest? While it can be hard to identify an honest person at first glance, there are some telltale signs to look out for when dealing with new colleagues or business partners, as well as tips to increase your chances of dealing with honest people in the future. Here are 10 ways to spot an honest person. 1. Tell it like it is. People who are upfront and open about their character will make you feel more comfortable. You can tell a lot about someone from their level of candor. Honesty has no ulterior motive, so when you're speaking with someone who puts integrity over everything else, they will be more trustworthy. When you find yourself in a situation where there's any sort of uncertainty, honesty is always your best policy. The only thing worse than being lied to is being lied to by someone you thought was honest. 2. They don't gossip. Honesty is a choice we make every day. We can either choose to be honest or dishonest, but it's not always easy to spot someone who is both consistent and reliable when it comes to telling you what they really think. The best way to identify a consistently honest person is by observing how they react in uncomfortable situations. An honest person won't gossip about others, since they don't want people talking behind their back and will want others to be able to trust them without any reservations. They also won't exaggerate or embellish stories, because they know that honesty is more important than being interesting. Finally, an honest person doesn't speak ill of others in order to feel better about themselves. Instead, they focus on doing good things for other people, whether it means helping them out with a problem or simply giving praise where praise is due. 3. Honesty leads to loyalty. In business, it's important to establish a relationship of trust with your clients and customers. An honest person is more likely to build stronger relationships than someone who lies. When you're honest with your customer, they'll be more likely to trust you when dealing with other aspects of your business. Without honesty and trust, there's no foundation for a good business relationship. Honesty in life also leads to loyalty, to friends, family members, colleagues and employees. These are people who will stick by you through hard times as well as successes. They won't take advantage of your generosity or lie about how much they appreciate you. Honesty in business and in life means fewer regrets down the road. 4. They're humble. When they do something good, they don't make a big deal out of it. Instead, they attribute their success to luck or hard work. It's not that they have nothing to be proud of, but rather that their overall view of themselves is humble. They know what they're capable of and aren't afraid to acknowledge that, but at the same time, they understand there are things outside their control and recognize those as well. 5. They avoid speaking negatively about others. Honesty has been defined as the state of telling the truth, so it stands to reason that an honest person would be careful about what they say about others. Think twice before you begin slandering someone behind their back. There's a strong chance your words will end up in front of them at some point. Instead, appreciate those who demonstrate respect for other people and don't engage in unnecessary gossip or slander. If you spot someone being honest, it's also worth noting that they might be reluctant to speak negatively about anyone. So if you find yourself engaged in conversations with negative comments from both sides, pay attention to who is bringing up topics like these and then determine whether one party is trying to steer clear of negativity altogether. 6. Their social media accounts are real and verified. An honest person will never try to hide who they are from others. They'll even use their real names on all of their social media accounts. If you have a funny feeling about someone, look them up online and see what they say in their bios and other posts. If they avoid using personal information online or if it doesn't check out, stay away. They don't make excuses. When something goes wrong, most people immediately begin making excuses for why it happened. A dishonest person might tell you that they were late because of traffic or that they lost your package because there was a snowstorm. An honest person will take responsibility for their actions and not make excuses for them. 7. They never blame people, only situations. Have you ever met a person who always has a scapegoat? Who is never responsible for his own actions? An honest person will take responsibility for their mistakes and accept blame when things go wrong. Instead of blaming other people, they'll admit that they should have done something differently. They also know how to focus on solutions, rather than problems. If someone makes a mistake at work, instead of complaining about it all day long, they'll think about ways to fix it. Honesty is all about moving forward with integrity, and that means accepting responsibility for your actions and taking steps to improve yourself in order to do better next time. 8. Put yourself in another's shoes. People who are honest care deeply about how their actions affect others. Try walking in someone else's shoes for a day, If you were told that a lie would spare them pain, would you lie? You might find that lying makes you feel uncomfortable and leads to some moral dilemmas. Being honest is one of those things that develops naturally over time as we become more considerate of other people's feelings. But there are also ways to develop your honesty now. Try thinking from another person's perspective before speaking or acting. What do they want from you? How will your words or actions impact them? If your words or actions will hurt someone, ask yourself why it feels okay to do so. Are you being selfish by not telling the truth? Honesty can be hard sometimes, but it's always worth it in the end. 9. They apologize when they screw up. When someone is truly honest, they tend to recognize their mistakes and admit when they've gone wrong. It takes a lot of integrity to say you messed up, and then make it right. If you notice that people who work with you are always upset with something you did, it could be because they aren't used to being spoken to in such a way. When someone is truly honest with you, your relationship will become stronger and deeper as well. People won't trust you if they don't feel like you can handle their honesty. Asking for feedback isn't easy, but everyone wants to know how they can improve themselves professionally or personally. A good question to ask yourself when giving feedback is, what would I want them to tell me? What do I wish my manager would have told me? How would I like my friends/family/co-workers to give me feedback? 10. They try to resolve their own issues first. If a friend approaches you with a problem, an honest person will take care of their own problems before asking you for help. This is because they're aware that not only do they have a responsibility in making things right, but also that friends shouldn't always be obligated to solve their problems. For example, if your friend gets fired from work for failing to do his job properly, he should realize that it was his mistake and no one else's. He should apologize to his boss and attempt to rectify the situation himself by looking for another job. He shouldn't ask you to talk with his boss or try and make up excuses on his behalf. Honesty means accepting responsibility when something goes wrong, and dealing with it on your own terms first.